Hey everyone, my fellow companions on life's journey. Have you ever felt that no matter how passionate love was at the beginning, after a while, that flame, that excitement, that madly in love feeling, it just seems to fade away over the years? It doesn't completely disappear, but it smolders, sometimes just cold ashes in a corner of your heart. For young people, it might be the disappointment when love at first sight doesn't last like in the movies. For middle-aged folks, it could be the exhaustion, the boredom after so many years of head on the pillow. Without the surprises, the radiant smiles of when you first fell in love. So, how do we rekindle that flame, so that love isn't just a responsibility but also a joy, an everyday excitement, especially in the fast-paced and high-pressure rhythm of life in the U.S., where relationships also face countless challenges? Today, we're going to explore rekindling the flame in love and marriage. Advice you've never heard. Not just empty cliches like, buy more flowers, but deep strategies, fresh insights based on science, and concrete actions you can take to bring passion back into your relationship. No matter what stage of love you're in, discussing how to rekindle the flame in love and marriage is incredibly important for both young and middle-aged people in the U.S. for very practical reasons. First, for young people, this is a foundational stage for long-term relationships. Understanding how to maintain interest and connection from the start helps them avoid breakdowns and build more sustainable relationships in the future. Research from institutions like the Gottman Institute, renowned for their work on marriage and family, has shown that practicing techniques to maintain bonding and novelty from the early years is key to a happy marriage later on. Second, for middle-aged people, this is a stage where relationships often face the biggest challenges, such as the arrival of children, work pressure, financial stress, or personal changes over time. Rekindling the flame not only helps them maintain a fulfilling marital relationship but also positively impacts mental health, overall happiness, and even the family environment for their children. According to a study published in the Journal of Family Psychology, couples with more positive relationships tend to have lower stress levels and longer lifespans. Third, in a society where divorce rates are still high and personal pressures are immense, gaining knowledge to cultivate love is an investment in one's own happiness and the stability of the community. It's not just about two people but also an example, a foundation for future generations. So, what advice, what secrets might you have never heard to reignite that loving flame? Let's explore them together. First, let's think about the power of intentional surprise. You know, at the beginning of a relationship, everything is a surprise. Every date is a discovery. But when we've been together for a long time, we tend to fall into routines. Everything becomes predictable, and that's when boredom starts to creep in. Fire needs novelty to be fanned into a blaze. Why is it important? Because the human brain is wired to react strongly to novelty and surprise. It releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and motivation. Maintaining small, meaningful surprises helps keep the relationship fresh and exciting. For example, a young couple dating, instead of just texting, "What are you doing?" try sending a quick photo of something random you see that makes you think of your partner. Or plan a date without revealing the location beforehand. Work, family. For middle-aged married couples, instead of eating the same meal every week, try preparing a special dinner by hand on a random evening. Or plan a short weekend trip to a place you've never been. A specific example: a husband returns from a business trip. Instead of just bringing gifts for the kids, he buys a book his wife mentioned months ago. Or a type of herbal tea she likes. Just a small gesture like that is enough to make the other person feel especially cared for. Deeply cherished. Concrete action. Set a weekly or monthly reminder to plan a small surprise for your partner. It could be a sweet text message in the middle of the day, a small gift for no particular occasion, or a new activity you both can do together. Next, let's talk about wordless love language, the power of gaze and gentle touch. When we've been in love for a long time, we often forget the small but powerful gestures that once bonded us. It's the eye contact exchanged during a conversation, the gentle touch of a hand while passing by, the tight hug for no reason at all. Why are these important? Because these non-verbal gestures are the language of deep emotional connection. They release oxytocin, the love hormone, which helps strengthen bonding and trust. In a study by the University of California, Berkeley, scientists showed that maintaining regular eye contact and physical touch is closely linked to relationship satisfaction. For example, a young couple sitting together watching a movie. Instead of each on their phone, try putting the phones down, holding hands, or simply resting your head on each other's shoulder. For middle-aged married couples, when one person is talking about a tiring day at work, instead of just listening with your ears, look into their eyes, place a hand on their shoulder, showing active listening and empathy. A specific example: a wife is tired after a long day at the office. Her husband quietly comes over, places a hand on her back and gently rubs it. No words needed. Just that presence and touch speak volumes. Concrete action. Every day, try to have at least 3 to 5 wordless connection moments. It could be a hug before leaving for work, a gentle touch while cooking, or a loving gaze during a conversation. Then, let's explore companionship in solitude, sharing private spaces alongside shared lives. Sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? But in a relationship, each person having their own space, their own interests, and having their partner respect that, is actually a way to enrich the shared relationship. When both individuals grow personally, they bring new, interesting things back to each other. Why is this important? Because excessive dependence or lack of personal space can feel suffocating, leading to dissatisfaction. Having private spaces, whether in terms of time, hobbies, or thoughts, helps each person maintain their individual identity, recharge their energy, and have new stories to share, thereby increasing mutual attraction. For example, a young couple, instead of always doing everything together, encourage your partner to pursue a personal hobby, e.g. gaming, reading, learning to paint, while you also have space for yourself. Work, family. For middle-aged married couples, one might enjoy gardening, the other playing golf. Respect those interests and even create opportunities for your partner to enjoy them. A specific example: a husband spends Tuesday evenings reading at his favorite coffee shop, while his wife attends a dance class. Then they both return home with new stories and positive energy. Concrete action. Every week, set aside a certain amount of time, e.g. 1 to 2 hours, for each person's private space. Encourage your partner to pursue a personal hobby, and then share the interesting things you've learned or experienced. And also, let's talk about post-conflict recovery. turning arguments into opportunities for connection. No relationship is perfect. Arguments are inevitable. But how we resolve conflict, not whether we have conflict, determines the strength of the relationship. Why is conflict resolution important? Because conflict is an opportunity to understand each other better, to express unmet needs. If resolved healthily, it can strengthen trust and intimacy. Conversely, unresolved conflicts accumulate into resentment, destroying love. According to Dr. John Gottman, happy couples often have a magic ratio of 5:1, 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative interaction. And they know how to repair damage after conflict. For example, a young couple arguing about who should do the dishes. Instead of blaming each other, take a pause, take a deep breath, and say, "I know we're both upset, but let's figure this out together. Okay?" Work, family. For middle-aged married couples, when disagreeing about parenting or financial management, instead of yelling, establish a golden rule of never going to bed angry. Or schedule a serious discussion for the next day. A specific example: a middle-aged couple used to argue about spending. Instead of being resentful, they decided to set up a monthly financial meeting to review and make decisions together. Turning tension into collaboration. Concrete action. When conflict arises, take a break if you feel too overwhelmed. Then, return and practice active listening. Express your feelings using I statements instead of you statements. And seek solutions together instead of blaming. Always try to make repair attempts after every argument, even if it's just a hug, an apology, or a humorous remark to break the tension. Finally, the emotional account, which is building an emotional bank account with small positive actions every day. Just like a bank account, a relationship also needs to be deposited into, with positive, kind, and appreciative actions every day, so that when withdrawals occur, misunderstandings, arguments, the account still has a balance. Why is this important? Because small, consistent acts of kindness accumulate to form a solid foundation of love and trust. When the emotional bank account is full, both individuals will be better able to weather storms, and small conflicts will be less likely to destroy the relationship. For example, a young person remembers their girlfriend's favorite dish and prepares it by hand. A middle-aged husband leaves a loving note on his wife's bathroom mirror every morning. Work, family. A young wife proactively helps her husband finish part of his household chores when he's facing a tight deadline. A middle-aged husband plans a date night with his wife despite his busy work schedule. A specific example: a wife knows her husband loves gaming. She not only doesn't nag but actively asks about his game, or even sits and plays with him for a while. These small actions show care and respect for the other's interests. Concrete action. Every day, try to perform at least one act of kindness, one compliment, or one gesture that shows appreciation for your partner. Acknowledge the positive things your partner does and express gratitude. Fueling lasting love. Nutrition supporting connection, mood, and loving energy. While nutrition is not a direct solution for relationship issues, a healthy body and a clear mind are a strong foundation for a healthy relationship. A balanced diet can help improve mood, reduce stress, boost energy, and maintain the alertness needed to communicate effectively. Understand your partner, and nurture love every day. Eating to elevate your relationship. Foods that nourish the heart and mind for lasting love. Focus on easily accessible, easy to prepare foods that fit a busy lifestyle so you always have the best energy and mindset for your relationship. Supporting memory and concentration to always remember good memories and focus on listening to your partner. Omega-3 fatty acids. Excellent for brain health and can improve mood. Reducing depression and anxiety. This helps both individuals in the relationship have a more comfortable, pleasant state of mind when interacting. Sources: fatty fish, salmon, sardines, tuna, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. Mechanism: key component of brain cell membranes. Helps improve nerve signal transmission and reduce inflammation. Small tip: add a spoonful of chia seeds or flax seeds to your breakfast cereal. Or enjoy baked salmon for dinner. Lean protein. Provides essential amino acids to produce dopamine and serotonin. Two important neurotransmitters for mood and satisfaction. Helps maintain energy and concentration for meaningful conversations. Sources: chicken, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, tofu. Mechanism: provides building blocks for important happiness hormones. Small tip: a cup of Greek yogurt with berries for a quick breakfast. Or a chicken salad for a busy lunch. Complex carbohydrates. Provide a stable source of energy for the brain. Helping maintain concentration and avoid energy crashes that cause irritability. Sources: whole grains, oats, brown rice, sweet potatoes, beans. Mechanism: releases glucose slowly, helping stabilize blood sugar and mood. Small tip: swap white bread for whole wheat bread. Or add sweet potatoes to your main meal. Dark leafy greens and berries. Rich in antioxidants. Protecting brain cells from damage and stress. Helping enhance memory and concentration. Important for remembering small details about your partner and listening carefully. Sources: spinach, kale, broccoli, blueberries, strawberries. Mechanism: combat harmful free radicals. Protecting brain health. Small tip: add a handful of spinach to your morning smoothie or enjoy a bowl of berries for dessert. Magnesium, an important mineral that helps relax and reduce stress. Deficiency can lead to anxiety and sleep difficulties, negatively impacting relationship quality. Sources: pumpkin seeds, almonds, avocado, dark chocolate, low sugar. Bananas. Mechanism: supports nerve and muscle function. Helps regulate the stress response system. Small tip: snack on a handful of almonds or enjoy a piece of dark chocolate after dinner. Adequate hydration. Even mild dehydration can affect mood, concentration, and energy, making you more irritable and hindering effective communication. Sources: water, herbal tea, fresh, unsweetened, fruit juice. Mechanism: maintains optimal function of brain and body cells. Small tip: always carry a water bottle with you and aim to drink at least 8 glasses of water daily. Nutritional advice and warnings. Nutrition is a supportive foundation for overall health and mental well-being. But it is not the sole solution for complex relationship problems or severe mental health issues. If you or your loved one are experiencing significant relationship difficulties or mental health symptoms, seek professional advice from a psychologist or doctor. Always consult a doctor or registered dietitian if you have any underlying health conditions or concerns about changing your diet. Before listening to this advice, perhaps you felt a little disappointed, felt your love gradually fading, or even lonely even when with your loved one. Maybe you thought, "My relationship is beyond repair." Or, "Only new couples can be that passionate." Feeling stuck, not knowing how to rekindle the romance and connection of the past. But after exploring these secrets, you'll feel inspired, feel that the flame in love can absolutely be rekindled. You'll have concrete tools, fresh perspectives to apply to your relationship. You'll feel more hopeful about the possibility of connecting more deeply with your partner. And feel more confident in building a love that is not only sustainable but also always fresh and full of energy. You'll realize that true love is a continuous journey of effort and discovery. The elders say, when husband and wife are united, they can drain the East Sea, meaning when two people work together, all difficulties can be overcome, including rekindling a cooling love flame. Our grandparents often taught, a spouse's loyalty and affection, not like a market in the stream. Newly met already strange, newly strange already forgotten, emphasizing the value of enduring bond and continuous cultivation over time, not fleeting emotions. There's a proverb that says, "If in love, one will climb mountains, cross rivers, pass through passes." True love requires effort, overcoming challenges, and concrete actions to sustain it. Bringing it all together. Love is an art that needs daily cultivation. Rekindling the flame in love and marriage is not a miracle, but an art, a process that requires understanding, patience, and intentional actions. From creating small surprises, maintaining loving non-verbal gestures, respecting each other's private space, to turning conflicts into opportunities for connection and building an emotional bank account every day. All contribute to nurturing a love that is not only sustainable but also always fresh and full of energy. Especially important in the busy and high-pressure life in the U.S., where relationships also need special attention to thrive. Specific actions to learn from or be cautious about. To learn. Practice intentional surprises once a week. Even if it's just something small but meaningful. Dedicate 5 minutes each day to nonverbal connection. Make eye contact. Gentle touch, or a tight hug. Set aside a weekly, private hour for each person to pursue individual hobbies. Then share about the experience. When arguing, remember the pause, rule, and repair afterward. Every day, acknowledge and perform at least one kind act or compliment for your partner. To be cautious. Beware of boredom by actively seeking new experiences together. Be careful not to spend too much time on phones or work. Forgetting direct connection with your partner. Avoid letting small disagreements accumulate into resentment. Resolve them frankly and healthily. Never stop depositing into the emotional bank account. Don't take love for granted and think it doesn't need cultivation. Love is a journey, not a destination. It needs continuous cultivation. Listen to your partner with both your heart and mind. Sometimes unspoken things are the most important. Seek professional help if your relationship is facing serious deadlocks. Don't hesitate to reach out to marriage counselors. Remember, the elders say, "Many a little makes a mickle." Accumulating small actions each day will create a great and lasting love. Dear friends, love and marriage are among life's greatest gifts. Don't let the flame of love die out. Actively rekindle it every day with meaningful actions, understanding, and genuine love. When you invest in your relationship, you are also investing in your own happiness and fulfillment. Don't hesitate to share your experiences about keeping the flame alive in love in the comments section below. Or do you have any questions about today's advice? Our community is here to learn and support each other. And if you found this video helpful and want to discover more secrets to a fulfilling, happy life and amazing relationships, don't forget to hit the like button. Share this video with those you think might need it. And especially subscribe to my channel today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. And I'll see you in the next videos.